Hello, beautiful reader. Slightly different read today because I'm hanging out in my comfy chair and filming on my phone. So here we go. Dear beautiful reader, history is cyclical. We know this. The 1930s happened, the 1940s happened, and here we are again, watching the world order fracture, watching power consolidate, watching people choose performance over truth because performance feels safer. So I've been sitting with an uncomfortable question this week, which is, how can I write about style as self-discovery when the world is literally on fire? And then I realized that's exactly the wrong question. Because here's what I know after 17 years of working with high achievers. Fragmented leadership burns out. Performed resistance isn't sustainable. When you're splitting yourself across different contexts, professional mask here, personal truth there, you have no foundation to stand on when things get hard. And things are hard right now. But I need to be clear about one thing before we jump in. Not everyone has the privilege of choosing to be more visible right now. Marginalized communities, BIPOC folks, transgender people, immigrants, disabled people are facing real and escalating danger. For many, visibility isn't empowerment, it's deep risk. But the people I primarily serve, we're mostly white. We have structural advantages baked into the way the world sees us and treats us, and that means we have a particular responsibility right now. It's on us to use whatever protection our privilege affords, even knowing that protection isn't absolute, even knowing our whiteness won't fully shield us from harm, to stand up, speak out, and take up space in ways that create cover for those who can't. This is where style and identity work stops being frivolous and starts being foundational. Because when I talk about congruence, about closing the gap between your internal truth and external presentation, I'm not talking about matching your handbag to your shoes, although that could be lovely. I'm talking about the embodied practice of refusing to fragment yourself for belonging. I'm talking about the daily choice to be fully present in your own body, your own voice, and your own authority. Because authoritarianism, it thrives on fragmentation. It depends on people abandoning themselves, performing compliance, losing connection to their authentic voice. It needs you to feel scattered, uncertain, questioning whether or not you have the right to take up space. The people who resisted fascism in the 1940s didn't do it by making themselves smaller. They did it by becoming more themselves, by becoming more visible, more integrated, and more whole. That's the work I do, and that's what I've always done. And yes, there's lightness in it. There's play. There's the joy of finally exhaling into your own body after years of holding your breath. But do not mistake lightness for insignificance. Joy is resistance when the dominant culture profits from your despair. Wholeness is rebellion when fragmentation is the default. And showing up fully as yourself is activism when disappearing feels safer and when you have the relative safety to do so. We're at a choice point. You can keep doing what you've always done, fragmenting yourself to fit in, performing your way through the discomfort, or waiting for the right time to be fully yourself. Or you can choose the harder, more sustainable path, becoming so grounded in who you actually are that external chaos cannot fragment you, building the internal coherence that allows you to lead, resist, and create change without burning out in 6 months, using whatever privilege you carry to create space for those who have less. This intersection, where identity and style work meets leadership work, meets the work of building a more just world, is where I live. It's what I write about, it's what I teach, because I believe that when people with structural advantages stop fragmenting themselves and start showing up whole, we don't just transform our own lives. We become capable of using our visibility, our platforms, and our power to create the conditions where others can be whole too. The world's always been fracturing, and the people who changed it did so by refusing to disappear and by using their visibility to protect others. Feel like sharing where you are in this? Hit reply, I'm here. XO, Catherine. P.S. If this letter cracked something open for you, I'd love to hear about it. And if you have friends who might need to hear this right now, maybe people with privilege who are questioning whether their work still matters, please feel free to forward this along. Comment, like, subscribe. Which I admit feels totally weird to say right now, but here we are. We got to find each other somehow.